Okay, if I could just move it. Hey guys, I hope you're having a great Sunday and a happy Mother's Day. I hope that you tell your mothers that you love them or are thinking about them if they're no longer with us or you can't be with them today. Just give them a great big hug and thank them for everything that they've done for you. He's very thankful for everything I do for him. He's nice and cozy. A little stinker. So today I have a massively massive book haul of Barnes & Noble Massiveness. So the reason I was able to go on this really amazing book haul is because my school was so kind and gave me a $150 gift card to Barnes & Noble. I was not expecting it at all. My teacher gave it to me. She was collecting money from teachers and other students that I kind of talked to and everybody from the school. And they presented it to me on the day that I went to fill out my exit paperwork and everything, kind of get everything finalized for my graduation and, you know, just all that exit stuff that you have to do when you graduate school. It was completely unexpected and I was not even thinking that I would get anything remotely like that at all. And I have a very small school, and so I guess everybody knew me and I talked to everybody because I love to talk. And I guess they just saw me at lunch with my books all the time and reading all the time. And so I guess that they thought that Barnes & Noble would be a good spot, and they were indeed right. And like I said, I have a very small school, and so everybody knew kind of about my hospitalizations. I didn't really talk about it on this channel because I wasn't really making videos on this channel very much. But I was in the hospital a lot, and a lot of people didn't think that I would actually finish dental assisting school because I was so far behind and having a lot of issues with my health and keeping up with schoolwork. But I managed to do it, and I think everybody was super proud. I was proud of myself, but I guess other people were proud as well, and so that's why they gave me the gift card. On top of that, I signed up for the Barnes & Noble Rewards program, and so they sent me coupons. There was promotions and deals, and there was also a couple coupons that my friends gave me and my sister gave me. So I was able to get like 17 or 18 books that are mostly hardcover for $150, and I didn't have to pay for any of it. So I was like, sweet! Granted, it was broken up into like a billion transactions, but the lady was really sweet and I don't think she minded much, so it was all good. I think I was giving her something to do because they were dead. They were not busy at all, and so I think she appreciated the time buster. Alright, so enough of my blabbing. I'm going to get right on into the books, which is the best part of this video, obviously. So the first book I got is Deadly Little Lessons, and this is the 5th book in the Touch series by Laurie, Faria, Stolarz, and I love this series so much. It's really good. If you haven't read it, it's about a girl named Kenneally, and she is starting high school, and there is a guy named Ben who is rumored to have killed his girlfriend, and she kind of gets into a relationship with him and kind of finds out some secrets about him, and it's actually really good, and it's very creepy, and like I said, there's 5 books in the series, so you won't get bored. I like them. I know some people are kind of mixed on them, but I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fast-paced, and so I'm really excited. I didn't know that this was coming out. I think I was kind of MIA when you know, it started coming out, so I'm really excited to read it. The next book I got is To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Holm. First of all, I love this cover. It's so cool. It looks like it's a picture that she wrote marker on it. And it looks like it's like a like sheer, so you could actually see it's like 2 layers, but it's not. It's so cool. Another thing I love about this book is that Lara Jean is of Asian descent, which is, I love it all. So this book is about a girl named Lara Jean, and she writes love letters to all the boys that she's loved before, 5 in all, and she puts them in a hat box that her mother gave her. Well, one day she discovers that the hat box have been taken, or all the letters have been sent out, and she kind of has to deal with that. And I am so excited. I cannot wait to read this book. The Summer I Turned Pretty is one of my favorite series. It's a great summer read if you haven't read those books. I highly recommend them. They're really, really, really good. The next book I got is If You Find Me, and this is by Emily Murdoch. And I have read this before, but I liked it so much that I wanted to buy it. And this book is incredible. It is so good. I read it I made the mistake of starting it on a school night at like 8 o'clock, and I didn't go to bed until I finished it. And yeah, the next day it was pretty interesting because it was a long day. But this book was so worth it. It's so amazing. It's about two sisters named Carrie and Janessa. Carrie is, I think, like 15 or 16, and Janessa is 6. And they live in a camper in the middle of the woods, and their mother abandoned them one day. She said that she was going to go get food or something, and she just left them. So Carrie is kind of responsible for her 6-year-old sister, and eventually they're found by CPS workers and their father, who they'd never known. They always thought that he was a bad guy. And so they go to live with her father and, well, their father and the family. And she has to adjust to life, and she has to, you know, everything is new. And this book is so good. I love it. I love it. It's one of my favorite books of the year, absolutely. And it's so good. And there was a twist at the end, and I wasn't expecting it. And yeah, if you guys haven't read this book, I really recommend that you read it. It's a really good, it's a fast read. It's super exciting. I never was bored, and just hearing Carrie's story is really great. And she's not really bitter, and she just kind of goes with the flow, and she's a really admirable character. So I really recommend that you read this if you haven't. It's super amazing. Rebel Belle. Yeah, this is by Rachel Hawkins. This book has that same soft cover that I love. It's like velour. It's so weird. It's the coolest feeling cover ever. This one is about a girl named Harper, and she is the Southern Belle. She's a prom queen, a pageant princess, all those things. And she discovers one night at a school dance that she has special powers that were given to her to protect the school, like a student reporter named David Stark. And he is actually an oracle, and so she has to kind of protect him. And I'm so excited about this book. I love the cover. It's really beautiful. Like, I love the coral colors and the hair, and oh, Jesus. The next book I got is Fangirl, and this is by Rowell. I did read this book. I read it right before I went on the MIA status for the 6 months, and I love this book. It's about two sisters named Kath and Ren, and they are going off to college. And before that, they were into a series called Simon Snow, and they were into writing fan fiction for it, and they were completely obsessed with it. And Kath never really stopped loving the series, and she still writes extremely popular fan fiction for it, whereas Ren is growing out of it, and she wants to really have that traditional college experience and, you know, have fun. And Kath is struggling with, you know, that transition from high school to college and growing up and not wanting to let go of her childhood stories that she was so accustomed to. And oh my God, Levi, I love you. This book is amazing, you guys. She's such a good author, and I couldn't put this book down, and I knew from the second I started reading it, I knew I needed to buy it someday for my collection. And here it is, and I have it. Ah! To go along with that, I couldn't get Fangirl without getting Eleanor and Park by Rowell. She is so amazing, you guys. This author is incredible. I really want to read Attachments by her. I haven't gotten it yet, but I will. This book is also incredible. I loved it so much. I cried. I didn't like the ending because I was just, oh! This is a story about a redheaded girl that's really misplaced in the world, and she doesn't know who she is, and a small Asian boy named Park, and they meet on the bus and they fall in love, and it's amazing, and I love it, and it's so good. I want to cry. I want to read it all over again. I am super excited about this. I did not have any clue about this book, but I know it's hard to see, but it's called Grimm, and check out, oh, there we go. Check out this cover, and it's like printed onto it, so it's really cool. Check that out. And it says on the back, inspired by classic fairy tales but with a dark and sinister twist, Grimm contains short stories from some of the best voices in young adult literature today. So I saw Julie Kagawa and Ellen Hawkins on there, and that was it. That was all I needed. So, and the cover is amazing. So so I just think this would look really cool on a bookshelf. The authors are Hawkins, Amanda Hawking, Julie Kagawa, Claudia Gray, Rachel Hawkins, Kimberly Durding, Myra McIntyre, Melinda Lowe, Sarah Reese Brennan, Jackson Pierce, Kristen Johnson, Jerry Smith Reddy, Sean David Hutchinson, Sandra Mitchell, Sonia Gensler, Tessa Grattan, and John Scavron. Scavron? Here's the other side, so you guys can see that. And I love that it has a little bookmark in it. It's so neat. Neat, neat, neat. And like, here, I'll show you it has like these cool little things. Oh my god, I'm so excited. This will be perfect. Maybe by Halloween I'll read this one. It's kind of sad that I probably will have to read it by Halloween, but you know. I got Falling for You by Lisa Schroeder. This is a paperback. And I saw it and I wasn't going to get it until I opened it because I don't, some of you remember this, I don't really, unless it's Elle Hawkins, I don't necessarily buy the books that are in verse. I don't know why. I just feel like I'm getting more bang for my buck if it's a novel. I don't know. It's weird. This is about a girl named Ray, and she is dating a guy named Nathan. And he is nothing like her abusive stepfather. He loves her. He says she's beautiful. She's so happy and so in love. Until he slowly starts to get more possessive and more needy and more focused on the things that she's wearing and getting more controlling. And she meets this guy named Leo, and Leo is kind of like her support system, and they slowly start to fall in love. And I can't wait to read this. I love these kinds of books. I think it's going to be really... So the next book I got is called Racing Savannah. Oop, there we go. Racing Savannah, and this is by Miranda Kenneally, maybe? I'm not sure. I wasn't going to get it, but then I saw that Simone Elkeles, who wrote the Perfect Chemistry series, which is one of my favorites that I've read in the YA world, and she said that the her book Catching Jordan was a must read and she couldn't put it down. And so this isn't Catching Jordan, but it's by the same author, so I'm hoping that it'll be good. But it's about a girl obviously named Savannah, and she works on the ranch of this guy's estate, and she helps her father train the horses. And the boy named Jack that she kind of has a crush on lives in the estate house, and she knows that she is completely not in his league. He's very cocky, very rich, and you know, just like the typical type of guy like that. And Savannah wants to become a jockey, and she and Jack sort of start to talk and kind of fall in love a little bit. So I'm excited about this. I can't wait. I love these kind of books where like they're not meant to be together and they sort of have like this secret romance. I love those books. I don't know why. The next book I got, I'm really excited about. I think it's going to be really cool. It's called Premeditated, and this is by Josin Elle McQuein, and it says, "Cross her heart, you're going to die." Thought that was cool. This one is about a girl named Dinah, and Dinah has a cousin, I believe, named Claire. And Claire has a guy that she was dating and broke her heart, and so Dinah is on this mission to make him pay for hurting her cousin. So I'm really excited. I think this is going to be really fun. I also got Insanity, and this is by Susan Vaught. And how awesome is this cover? It is so cool. I love how it's like gray and green and yellow, and like it has those really cool colors. So neat. Intertwining stories of 3 teenagers who find themselves haunted beyond imagining in the depths of a Kentucky mental institution. This is right up my alley, you guys. Mental institutions scare the crud out of me. I don't know why, they just do. So, like, anytime that, like, the ghost hunters or wherever are in mental institutions, I really get freaked out. And any books about mental institutions, they freak me out. So, I was going to get Asylum by Madeline Rue, I believe. And it's kind of like the Miss Peregrine School for Peculiar Children, kind of like the pictures and stuff like that. But then I saw this one, and I thought to get this one instead because I do have the Peregrine story to read, so I thought this would be a little bit different. But I read on Goodreads and stuff that I got good reviews, so I can't wait. I'm really excited. The next book I got has been getting a ton of buzz in the booktube community, so I thought to go ahead and pick it up and see what the hubbub was about. And it's by Katie McGarry, and it's called Crash Into You. And it sounds really good. It sounds like something different, and a lot of good authors have said that it's good. Like Gina Showalter, and then on the cover, which is another reason I got it, Simone Ukala said that the Pushing the Limits was good by her, and so I thought to give this a go. But this one is about, let's see, what's her name? Rachel Young, and she's the perfect student, A+ student. She's really into fashion and, you know, doing all that kind of stuff, but she has 2 secrets, and one of them is she loves to street race. And another one is that she is in love with this boy named Isaiah, and he's a bad boy. And so I'm assuming something happens where they have 6 weeks to kind of, you know, fix things, whatever happens. And so I'm excited. I think it goes back and forth between Isaiah and Rachel's point of view. Yeah, so this is going to be good, I think. I'm excited. I want to get Pushing the Limits, but they didn't have it there. So I'll have to find that somewhere else. But this is the one I got, and I think it's going to be good. The next book I got is Since You've Been Gone by Morgan Matson, and I can't wait. My friend Melissa and Dylan are really excited about this book like I am, and I can't wait. It's about a girl named Emily who's very quiet. She has a best friend who's really loud and rambunctious and excitable named Sloane. And Sloane goes missing and leaves a list of things for Emily to complete with a guy named Frank, I believe his name is. And yeah, I can't wait. So on the back, I have to show you. It says the list. Some of the list is kiss a stranger, go skinny dipping, steal something, break something, Penelope, whatever that is, ride a darn horse, you cowpoke, 55 South Avenue, ask for Mona, backless dress and somewhere to wear it, dance until dawn, share some secrets in the dark, hug a Jamie, apple picking at night, and sleep under the stars. So this cover is beautiful, and it has that same softness that I love, and this cover is so cool. I love it. So I'm super duper stoked about reading it. And then the inside looks like this. It still has the same design on it. I never got to, oh look, there's something on the inside too. Let me show you. This is what the inside looks like. They really outdid themselves on this. So neat. Here's the other side. Check that out, guys. I was kind of bummed because I didn't get a chance to read Second Chance Summer before it had to go back. I'll probably have to grab it once I, you know, read some of these billions of books that I have. I'm always so careful. I don't want to rip it. But I know you guys know what I mean. Like, you guys are the same way with your books. That's why I don't feel as crazy, because you guys feel the same way. I got Nearly Gone, and this is by Elle Cosimano, maybe? I hope I didn't butcher it too much. But this one, OMG, sounds amazing. I can't wait. It's about a girl named Nearly, which I love that name. I think it's so cool. Her name's Nearly, and she lives in a trailer park with her mom, who is an exotic dancer, and she is a math whiz. And a serial killer goes out on a killing spree, and she's the only one that can figure out how and why this person is killing her classmates. And it sounds incredible, and oh my gosh. And also Kim Harrington, who wrote the Clearly, I can't remember, I think it's Clarity. I'm thinking of Nearly and Clarity at the same time. Clarity and Perception, and also one of my favorite books is The Dead and the Buried by her. And she said that you need to start this book with a clear schedule because you won't be able to put it down. And also Megan Miranda said that it was smart, scary, and beautifully written, an amazing debut that kept me on the edge of my seat to the last page, who wrote Fracture, which I really liked. And then Megan Shepherd, who wrote The Madman's Daughter, Jill Hathaway, like all these people that I really like said that this book was amazing. And so I had to get it. And I mean, the cover is so cool. And it's also that soft, I think is that like the new thing now? It's like the softness, I don't know. The next book I got is Don't Look Back, and this one is by Jennifer Elle Armentrout. Check out this cover, you guys, it's so cool. I'm really into like the creepy books apparently. But this one is about a two best friends named Samantha and Cassie, I believe. Yes. And I'll just read you this because it's easier than me trying to give you an awful explanation and you won't read it, and I think you should read it. But it says that 17-year-old Sam seems to have everything until she and her best friend Cassie disappear one night, and now Sam has returned with amnesia, striving to be a much better person and aware of that her not remembering may be the only thing that's keeping Cassie alive. This cover is incredible. I think it's so beautiful, and the premise seems really neat, and it seems like something that I'd really enjoy. Getting down to the wire, guys. So I had to get, since I got Rainbow Rowell's books, I had to get The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. I read this last year and cried my eyes out, and I can't read it yet because my mom and dad and stuff, and so I think it would be too hard. You guys, this book. If you haven't read this book, I don't think anybody hasn't read this book yet, or at least doesn't know about it, but oh my god, you guys. If you haven't read it yet, read it. It's amazing. It changes the way you think about everything. John Green is absolutely freaking incredible. He's a genius, and all of his books are really good, but this is probably my favorite that he's ever written. Along with Looking for Alaska. I love that book, but this is probably my favorite that he's ever done. Okay, so I just noticed like the slipcover fell off, and check this out. His signature is like engraved into the book. How cool is that, guys? Oh my god. If you, in fact, have not heard of this book, it's about a girl named Hazel who has a tumor. And my cat's right here. And she kind of has resigned that, you know, she's going to die, and she's kind of accepted it. But she decides to, with her mother's imploring suggestion, goes to a cancer support group for kids. And she meets Augustus Waters there. Do you like Augustus too? Me too. Can we bond together over Gus? Yes. Basically, they fall in love, and it's, oh god, it rips you to shreds. That's all I can say, is it rips you to shreds. So hopefully you have a sewing machine nearby, because you're going to have to sew yourself back together. Alright guys, we're getting down to the last of the books. There's this one and then one more, so there's two left. And I got My Life Next Door by Huntley Fitzpatrick. I read this last year, and I loved it. It's a really great summer read if you guys are looking for something like that. It's really sweet, and I loved it. Love it! It's about a girl named Samantha, and her mother is a politician and kind of cold and not really loving, and doesn't like loud noises, doesn't like messes, and she's really kind of uptight about everything. And she can see the Garrett family from her window, and she watches them, and they are the complete antithesis of that. This seems familiar. Didn't you do this last time I made a book haul? Anyway, the Garretts have a ton of kids. They're always loud. Everybody's outside naked, running around. Like, they're just typical kids, typical family. And Samantha meets Jace, and they kind of fall in love. And there was a huge twist that I wasn't expecting. And I love this book. I love, love, love Huntley's writing. She's really amazing. And, excuse me. Thanks. Trying to make a video. Okay. So the last book I got is called The Uninvited, and this is by Sophie Jordan. And this book is very interesting. It's something that I haven't heard of before. It's very a really cool spin on YA. And it's about a young teenage girl named Davy, I believe, and she is tested for the homicidal tendency gene. Hi. I'm about to have a homicidal tendency gene on you. So when she's diagnosed with this gene, she loses everything. She's uninvited from her school. All of her friends abandon her. Her boyfriend abandons her. Her parents are abandoning her. They're afraid of her, and so she loses it all. And so she is put into a group of kids who also have the same gene, and she meets Sean, who has an H on him. I'm not quite sure what that means yet, but apparently he's like bad. And so, or at least he has more of the tendency than, I don't know. But they kind of start talking, and, you know, she has to work things out with him. And I made an awful summary of it, but it looks really good, and I've heard good things about it. So I'm excited to read it. I think it'll be good. And then, since I am such a freak about my books staying nice, I actually got a bookmark. And it says, "Who's been reading my book?" And it's so cute, and it has a little tassel on it. My cats love this thing. I have to try to keep it away from them. But I want to make sure that my pages stay nice. One of my biggest pet peeves is the bent pages. Oh my god, it drives me crazy. So, yeah, but I got this bookmark, and it's super cute. Alright guys, that is my huge book haul. I hope you enjoyed it. This video is at almost 40 minutes long. That's crazy. I have books all over. I think a bookshelf would probably be a good idea now. I hope you guys are having a great Sunday and Mother's Day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye. I don't know about you guys, but going to the library is really great, and it's really saved me, saved my insanity for a while. But there's something very intensely satisfying about buying your books. Like, they're yours, you know? Like, you don't have to give them back. Like, they're mine. I can keep them forever.